Welcome back. Outside Minds podcast. Because you've already seen too much, bro.
They only added it so it could be like a ritual.
They're saying there's these, the end of times, right? There's all these signs.
Do you think we would know? Like, do you think the general public would know this game?
Take a picture for $5. You have a purpose in life, and if you don't fulfill it, you will come back until you fulfill it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Outside Minds podcast. You know what it is, bringing you the latest and the greatest in the conspiracy news world, weird news, glitches in the matrix, and also film reviews. I am Stilo Free, and this is my co-host,
Dot420.
And you know what it is. Since it is October, it was the perfect time to do a movie review on Beetlejuice. How did you like the film, bro?
It was dope. Definitely nostalgic. We checked out the first one again to get a little refresher, and
Yep.
Obviously they had to leave some stuff out because of certain actors, but I think they did a good job.
Yeah, the first one was 1988, I think. So that's what, 36 years, bro? So Winona Ryder was a teenager in the first one. She plays her same character in the second one. I thought it was cool how they kept Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder and also the lady from Home Alone. It was cool that they were able to keep a lot of the original cast as much as they can or whatever. I give it an 8.5 for the first one and an 8.5 for the second one. What about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. That's what I was thinking earlier.
Yeah, it's just it's cool how they dealt with like the theme of the afterlife and whatnot, and how they like in the second one. Remember in the beginning, the Brazilian dude, he walks through. Spoiler alert for the second one. He's walking down the street and then he walks boom into the sewer and then he falls through and then 2 seconds later he's just in the afterlife. You know what I'm saying? So It's like it's cool, and they also had like a lighthearted comedic approach to it, which was cool. So it kind of makes it like a dark comedy. But there's not super much of a storyline. There is, but there kind of isn't. There's not like a lot of storyline and character arcs. So that's kind of why I gave it an 8.5.
Yeah,
You know
I mean, like the story for the mom is that she's doing the TV show, right? And then the story for the girl is that she doesn't believe her mom, and then she finally meets a boy who is,
Winona Ryder's great. Michael Keaton's great. Selena Gomez is you know what I mean? Some people like her, some people don't. Whatevs. She didn't bother me too much. But anyways,
Selena Gomez, are you sure?
Selena Gomez, not Selena Gomez. The other girl.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. What's her name?
Damn. I wish I knew right now.
That one.
What's that chick's name?
Chick.
Whatever her name is, he's gonna look it up. But Beetlejuice. It was a super good movie. We got symbolism in there. We got Gnosticism. We got ancient Egypt in there. And then basically, it's a cool movie. Tim Burton is dope. Basically, the premise is that Beetlejuice is a demon, right? You got to say his name 3 times to sacrifice him. But a very, very interesting thing that I noticed, the plot revolves around
Jenna Ortega.
See, I knew we was going to get it. So Jenna Ortega, some people don't like her acting style. Some people do. Anyways, back to it. The handbook for the recently deceased, bro. That's a very central theme to the plot, and I found it very interesting, bro, because it reminded me a lot of the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And the reason why it reminded me of that is because both of these books have instructions for rituals. They have spells and incantations where you can invoke deities like Beetlejuice.
Bring them from the afterlife to the regular life.
Yes. And basically also it's basically an instruction manual for the afterlife and to get you through or to how to navigate it. And basically that's what the Egyptian Book of the Dead is. So I thought that was super interesting. And I also thought it was interesting that Beetlejuice's name is spelled different than the actual
film name.
Yeah. So
I forgot how is it spelled again?
Betelgeuse.
Oh yeah.
Euse.
Geuise or some shit.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
it's so weird because like you get demons like Beelzebub and Moloch and stuff like that, and they always have like those weird like spellings and names. You know what I mean? So I thought that was super interesting. Another thing that I thought was super interesting was the Lydia Dietz's mom, how she was an artist in the second film. And she's like all weird and eccentric. And she's like, my body is a canvas. And it just reminded me of Marina Abramovich.
Yeah, spirit cooking.
The spirit cooking lady. You know what I'm saying? So that was super crazy. But another thing in the film that you see a lot of was the black and white.
Yeah.
It's in his costume. And then you have the black and white checker floor.
Yeah, it's a big Freemason thing.
Yeah, so that was my next thing. So the black and white checkerboard in Freemasonry, that pretty much represents like duality, good and evil, life and death.
The balance.
But yeah, it also represents basically like this material realm. You know what I'm saying? They're acknowledging this material realm, but they also acknowledge like the higher realm, which is why on the first degree Masonic tracing board, you'll see like the black and white checkers on the floor. You'll see that in like music videos and stuff like that. So that's a very big symbolism in Freemasonry.
I liked how they had the soul train. You know, everybody to get on the train to go like, to the afterlife. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
The husband, he got bit by a shark or something, right?
Yeah, so that was a very interesting way of how they got around having his character not in the film.
Yes.
Was that he was just basically got his head bit off or whatever.
So he was walking around just squirting blood. Yeah. So they didn't have to show anybody have a face or have any lines or anything like that. So it was an interesting way to get around it.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too that how they the way they went about death. Like no one was ever super. It was never a super devastating thing for somebody to die.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I thought it was cool how they approached death in such a lighthearted way. Back to the black and white checkered floors. Those also represent this material realm in Freemasonry, which has also a lot to do with time and space. Now we're gonna come back to time, but the reason why I bring it to time and space is because when you're looking in the afterlife in the Beetlejuice movie and you're looking at the checkerboard floor, it's all warped and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not just like square like you usually see it. So basically what they're telling you with that symbolism is that everything in that realm is warped. So it's like time is warped and space is warped. So if you remember in the beginning, the Malins, when they were in the afterlife, they went to go get help. And it was only like a few minutes passed by, and when they finally went back to the house, it was like months or weeks had gone by or something like that. So time goes different in the different realms, and also the space does too, because when the ghosts are occupying certain spaces, if they go past a certain line or whatever, I thought it was really interesting. They end up on one of Saturn's moons.
Yeah.
Which is Titan. So you got Saturn in there. Which is very interesting because Saturn has a lot to do with Gnosticism.
Yeah, the black cube of Saturn.
The black cube of Saturn.
Kronos is the god of time.
The god of time. Saturn is the Roman god of time. So basically, I thought that was crazy.
Yeah,
How they're just like, oh, Saturn's right there, and that's also connected to the demiurge. And the demiurge in Gnosticism is basically the entity that has you trapped in this realm, basically. So I thought that was pretty interesting to have that symbolism in there.
And Beetlejuice is trying to marry her, right, to kind of get stuck.
Yeah, that was my other thing too, because everybody who is in that space is trying to escape.
Yeah.
Whether it's the boy in the second film or whether it's his ex-girlfriend in the second film, which is crazy because you almost forget that he has an ex-wife in the second film. It's almost super random. Yeah. He's trying to escape too. So that tells you that this place is like it's like a purgatory.
Yeah, it's a waiting room in an ultimate. You know, that's why they do have a waiting room.
They
Literally, they have a waiting room that you just sit in there, and that's where the dude with the half body, right? He got bit by a shark. He looked at the other surfer with like his legs missing, and they did the hang loose thing to each other. Yeah, it was some interesting concepts in it, you know, and it was based around Halloween, right? Like always.
Yeah, so that was super interesting. So you see that basically everyone who's in this afterlife sort of realm is either a ghost or a demon, and usually ghosts are someone who they have to pass something or do something in order to get to the next level or pass on. And that's what she explains in the second film to her daughter when she's like, "Well, how come you can't see the ghost from upstairs?" And she was like, "Oh, or they already found a loophole or whatever."
Yeah, they already passed through the loophole. Yeah, they beat something and they went on to the next level or whatever. That's why they're no longer around. And then she reveals all the old stuff from the first movie and stuff. Yeah, it was a interesting way to go around it, but also tie it into the story. You know.
Yeah, the crazy thing was that in the first film they say if you kill yourself, if you're a suicide, then you're just gonna be a civil servant.
Yes,
in the afterlife.
That doesn't count as actual dying and having a chance to go on to the next life. You're gonna be in the kitchen or whatever, for a lack of
bro, what if
representation.
What if you ended up there, bro? What would you do?
I don't
and
know.
You got a number and it's like 5,867,37.
I know, it's crazy. He's just
bro.
looking at the number like, God damn it.
Yeah. Oh, but back to the suicide thing. Astrid sees her dad there.
Yeah.
So I'm convinced
and
that
she didn't. Yeah, and she didn't know, but I think he did kill himself.
Yeah,
maybe
was like,
I don't know.
I think he was depressed or something like that. Cause didn't he go on like a cruise or something like that?
I don't know. I forgot.
Cause if I'm not mistaken, he has like all kinds of like barnacles and stuff on him. Like I think he drowned or something. I don't know if he was on vacation. They said he drowned or something like that. But it did kind of sound like he was depressed and maybe he might have offed himself or something like that.
Yeah, definitely possible.
The other thing was got a little bit of symbolism in there. In the beginning of the second film, when she's doing her show. She has the seed of life right there in her stomach.
Yeah.
Which I thought was interesting because at the end of the film, that happened in the beginning of the film, but in the end of the film, she has the dream where Astrid is pregnant, and then she has the baby, and then it's a little Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's
baby.
a little baby Beetlejuice.
Remember that?
And remember, I predicted it. I was like, "That's a baby Beetlejuice," and then, wow, that shit popped out, and I was like, "I fucking knew it!" Like. Yeah, that's crazy. What if they spin something off with that? You know?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a Beetlejuice. Like,
yeah,
because
that's what you have to say to bring him to life. That's his incantation, right?
Yeah. And the interesting part about that was when she woke up from that dream, she woke up again, and then Beetlejuice, he's like, "Oh, I just had the weirdest dream."
Yeah.
And then she looks over and he's right there, and then she wakes up again.
Yep.
So it's like it kind of sets
Dreamception,
it up. Yeah, it kind of sets it up for like a few different things that can happen.
And that's what it is with him too. You know, some people will be in a dream and it'll be Beetlejuice. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. They could make something out of it. We'll see. I think it was dope that it was Tim Burton again. You know, like I said with the scene where they're getting on the Soul Train, like it was very like party like, right? If you took psychedelics, that shit would be trippy at that point, right?
Yeah,
and
it
thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was super cool because they had like the Soul Train or whatever, and then they were like playing like disco and all that kind of stuff.
They're all
and,
dancing.
Like, everyone's
all
all
trippy.
dancing and all that kind of stuff. So that was super cool.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's cool, man. What's your favorite Tim Burton film? Is it Beetlejuice?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, Nightmare Before
for
Christmas.
sure.
Is a good one.
You know, I grew up on that, and I've always loved that. Even as an adult, like it's still one of the best, like I guess claymations, right? That's what it is.
Yeah,
like a stop motion.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously they. Just like in Beetlejuice, what they use bigatures, right? That's what I was telling you about. Because you're like, are those real buildings? And I was well, sometimes they use like their big miniatures, and then they showed him flying through the setup, and I was like, that's what I was talking about. So I like when they do stuff like that, incorporate stuff like that. It's an extra creative level. You know what I mean? And if it's done right, it's dope.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas is cool. That's probably my favorite one. I don't know. After watching both of the Beetlejuices back to back, I like it. Like I said.
Yeah, well, for sure. It's a different style, right? It's supposed to be like...
It's like a dark comedy.
Yeah,
almost.
Children Like was, right, Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
But it was still had that Halloween fucking kick to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then this was more like late 80s, different time, different big movie that was more grungy, dark.
Yeah. I liked it because it had that... It had that very like 80s, 90s like
That feel to it.
wacky funniness, but it wasn't like over the top. It wasn't like okay, like it's just it was funny.
Those what are those big character things that comes out on that's Beetlejuice's like secretaries, a worm. Dudes.
Oh, the Bob guy, the shrunken head guys.
Were they in the real life too at one point?
I don't know, dude, because they all look like shrunken heads.
Yeah.
Like that one scene in the end where he steals his ticket and then he shrinks his head.
Yep.
Like they all look like kind of like voodoo shrunken heads.
Yeah, voodoo shrunken head dolls. Yeah, that's what they look like. That's what they remind me of. Yeah, those are trippy little characters.
Yeah, and she sucked the soul out of Bob, man. She got Bob, bro.
Oh, man. Bob's an idiot.
Hey, dude, how many Beetlejuices do you think we'll see this Halloween?
Too many. Like, that's something I would want to be, and I wouldn't do it just because I know everybody else is going to be a fucking Beetlejuice.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
We should be a Bob.
Oh,
some big shoulders.
That would be sick. That would be sick. If your man's a hoe, he's going to be Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a good film though.
Yeah, we gotta watch it again.
We gotta watch the Tim Burton Batman.
Oh yeah,
because that has Michael Keaton in it.
Yeah, that's the one with the penguin, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yep. That's a good one. It's Halloween. Let us know what you guys are gonna be in the comments.
What should we be?
I know what I'm gonna be.
Oh, okay. You already know.
Yeah. I'm gonna be. Should I tell them or should I'm gonna make it a surprise?
Yeah, make it a surprise. That's fine.
Yeah, so I don't know. I might have a party here. We don't know. But hey, what's the latest on the Diddy stuff, man?
I don't know. Supposedly there's like Kim Kardashian, like she's being named, and then there's pictures of like Kris Jenner with Diddy, like
what?
And she's been the mastermind behind it.
What?
Right?
Is that what everyone's been talking about on X, bro?
So that's the latest shit.
The fuck
so
out
we'll
of
see,
here,
and then they're bringing back the old Chrissy Teigen and what was it, John
Legend?
John Legend.
They're bringing it back? What do you mean?
Like, you remember the old clips where they're like, oh, there's nothing like a, what's it called, Obama party, and then he's like, oh, we can't be talking about that. And supposedly, she was the first one to delete all her tweets, talking about Pizzagate and all that stuff. Remember when she deleted all her tweets?
Yeah, bro.
So that's why they brought it back up. They're like, we didn't forget about you.
I do not like Chrissy Teigen, bro.
No,
and I'm going to reiterate this point. Everybody who's kind of been in the weird gray area suspect on that list from P. Diddy.
If you're associated beyond a feature.
Those are most of the people that are supporting the Democrats and that are very vocal about vote for the Democrats.
They are. They're
They
you could go on their page and you can see them
carpool.
Performing for them or vocally saying you should vote for this person. You know, this is saving democracy. That's what they always say, but they don't know a thing about politics.
Good Lord, have mercy. Did you see Mark Cuban calling Donald Trump a socialist?
Oh, man. But he's getting torn apart on X, He's getting torn apart. It's because Donald Trump wasn't going to make him, head of the SEC or whatever. So now he's already been working with Kamala. And they've been working on things behind the scenes. So he's got to say whatever he wants to be on her good side. So if she does win, she's going to pick this fool.
Clip this, bro. Would you rather... First of all, what's worse? No. Don't even say that. Would you rather... You have to go to one. Would you rather go to a Diddy party, an Obama party, or an Epstein party? And there's going to be a photo that resurfaces of you 10 years later, bro.
I'm going to a Diddy party. Oh, shit, but I just feel like that's the one that's more widely accessible. So it's easier to not do stuff there and just be an attendee, which I'm sure there were.
What do you mean by that?
Like, bro, to get invited to an Epstein party, that's next level.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Be a powerful politician.
To get invited to a Obama party, that's a presidential. You know what I mean? So a Diddy party is any musician. You know what I mean? Any actor.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more accessible, and it's easier to say I was just there.
That's true.
The other one is like,
it's
how did you get in
because
here?
of who you are.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're prestigious.
That's the only reason I'm thinking of. I'm not thinking about what they do there or nothing, but that's the only thing.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to write off as I was just there. You know what I mean?
Instead of being like, Todd, you were at the fucking Obama ball,
yeah, what the fuck did you do to get there?
Yeah.
You know?
Why are you getting an Obama award, bro?
Yeah. That's a little harder to wipe
gay?
under the rug.
No,
Yeah, no, that's what I come up to, you know? You slept with Big Mike.
Oh, shit, man.
Oh, yeah, that's a little more difficult to...
Oh, Am I Racist, bro?
Oh, great.
We saw
movie.
Am I Racist?
Great
yes.
movie.
Yo, go check that out. See Matt Walsh, Am I Racist?
Highly recommend. Go watch that. Next
Go watch
movie.
it. Even if you're a
watch
Democrat, if you're a liberal, just go watch it for the fun. Go laugh at
It's
yourself.
a great comedy.
Go
It's
see
a comedy.
the other side of it. See what's going on, man. Yeah, dude, it's been a great episode. I think we might cut this one a little bit short and sweet. Halloween's coming up. We wanted to bring you a little bit of Beetlejuice. That was fun. It was a great film.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Outsiders, for tuning in. We got more stuff coming up. Yeah, and I think that's it. You got anything else?
That's it, man.
All right, so thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Outside Minds Podcast, episode 18. We out.
Peace.